Hello, my dear listeners. Today I'm introducing you to a 9-meter ultra-intelligent beast that hunts with military strategies and rules the ocean through coordinated attacks. Through an orca's eyes, you will witness life and death. Your 6-kilogram brain makes you the ocean's smartest predator. You can echolocate through solid objects, remember faces for decades, and coordinate hunts across entire ocean basins. Intelligence is your deadliest weapon. You were born in the icy waters of the North Pacific, emerging tail first after 18 months in your mother's womb. At birth, you measured 2.5 meters and weighed 180 kilograms, already larger than most dolphins would ever be. Your first breath at the surface was guided by your mother's massive 9-meter body. She was the matriarch of a pod of 40 killer whales, and you were born into ocean royalty. Your distinctive black and white pattern marked you as apex predator from day one. By the way, you can write in the comments which part of the world you're watching this video from. Your brain was already extraordinary, proportionally larger than any land predator, with complex neural pathways that would make you the Einstein of the oceans. Your 6-kilogram brain would process acoustic information faster than any supercomputer. Your first sounds were clicks and whistles, not random noise, but your family's unique dialect. Each orca pod speaks its own language, passed down through generations. You were learning the secret code of your oceanic empire. At 6 months old, you weighed 800 kilograms and could swim 40 kilometers per hour. But more importantly, your education in becoming the ocean's apex predator had begun. Your grandmother, the pod's matriarch, personally oversaw your training. Your echolocation abilities were developing rapidly. You could send out clicks at 200 per second, creating detailed 3D maps of everything within 500 meters. Your sonar was more advanced than any human submarine. You could see inside objects, identify fish species by their swim bladders, and track multiple targets simultaneously. Your family's hunting techniques were military-level sophisticated. You learned the carousel feeding method, surrounding schools of fish and taking turns feeding. The coordination required split-second timing and perfect communication between 40 individuals. Your memory was phenomenal. You learned to recognize over 200 individual family members by their unique calls, dorsal fin shapes, and behavioral patterns. Scientists would later discover that orcas can remember faces and voices for over 30 years. Your pod's territory spanned 2,000 kilometers of ocean. You memorized every current, every feeding ground, every seasonal migration route. Your brain stored oceanographic data that would fill human databases. At 2 years old, you participated in your first coordinated hunt, targeting a humpback whale calf. The prey was 12 meters long and weighed 10 tons, but your pod's intelligence made size irrelevant. Your family's strategy was masterful. Aunts and uncles surrounded the calf while your mother and grandmother coordinated the attack. Your job was simple: learn by watching the ocean's most sophisticated hunters in action. The hunt lasted 6 hours. Your pod used relay tactics, taking turns exhausting the calf by preventing it from surfacing to breathe. Your echolocation tracked its every movement, even in murky water. No prey could hide from your acoustic vision. Your 40 to 50 conical teeth weren't just for biting. They were precision instruments for gripping and tearing. Each tooth was 7 centimeters long and curved perfectly for holding struggling prey. Your 2-ton bite force could crush bone like humans crack nuts. The successful hunt fed your entire pod for days. But more importantly, you learned that intelligence and coordination could overcome any opponent. Size meant nothing when you had superior tactics and teamwork. At 5 years old, you had grown to 6 meters and weighed 3 tons. Your role as a navigator was emerging. You could remember feeding locations from years past and predict seasonal prey movements with supernatural accuracy. Your acoustic abilities had reached their peak. You could echolocate objects 15 kilometers away, communicate with pod members across 160 kilometers of ocean, and even see through the seafloor to locate buried fish. Your brain processed this information in real time. Your first encounter with great white sharks changed everything. These supposed apex predators fled immediately upon detecting your pod's calls. You learned that your reputation preceded you. Orcas were the only predators that actively hunted sharks. Your cultural knowledge was vast. You knew which human boats were dangerous, which fishing methods to avoid, and how to steal fish from nets without getting caught. Your intelligence allowed you to exploit human activity for your benefit. Your pod's social structure was matriarchal. Grandmother led, mothers executed, and young ones learned. This system had successfully hunted every ocean for millions of years. You were part of the most successful predator lineage on Earth. At 10 years old, you reached adulthood and your full intellectual capacity. Your 6-kilogram brain now operated at peak efficiency, making you one of the most intelligent animals on the planet. Your problem-solving abilities amazed marine biologists. Your hunting strategies had evolved to an art form. You learned to beat yourself temporarily to catch seals on ice floes, create waves to wash prey off rocks, and even use tools, throwing fish to stun seabirds. Your innovation was limitless. Your memory palace contained decades of information, every family member's voice, every successful hunting ground, every seasonal pattern, every human vessel's behavior. You were a living database of oceanic knowledge spanning thousands of kilometers. Your emotional intelligence was remarkable. You comforted grieving pod members, celebrated successful hunts with synchronized swimming, and maintained complex social relationships across multiple generations. You were both predator and philosopher. Your signature hunting technique emerged, the advanced maneuver you developed to establish dominance over other marine predators. You learned to approach great white sharks using superior intelligence and technique, demonstrating your position as the ocean's apex predator through natural behavior. At 25 years old, you became the pod's matriarch after your grandmother's death. You now led 40 killer whales across 3,000 kilometers of ocean, making critical survival decisions that determined your family's future. Your leadership style combined ancient wisdom with innovative tactics. You maintained traditional hunting grounds while adapting to climate change, pollution, and human interference. Your intelligence guided your pod through challenges no previous generation had faced. Your acoustic signature was known throughout the North Pacific. Other orca pods recognized your calls and either avoided your territory or requested passage. Your reputation as a master hunter and wise leader preceded you across entire ocean basins. Your offspring inherited your intelligence genes. You personally trained 8 calves, passing down hunting techniques, navigation skills, and cultural knowledge that had accumulated over centuries. You were preserving your species' intellectual heritage. Your pod's hunting success rate was 90%, higher than any other predator on Earth. Your strategies were so effective that marine biologists studied your techniques to understand optimal group hunting dynamics. At 50 years old, you were ancient by orca standards, but still mentally sharp. Your 6-kilogram brain contained 50 years of oceanic wisdom. Every current change, every prey migration, every successful hunt was stored in your memory. Your final great hunt coordinated 60 orcas from 3 different pods to take down a blue whale. The largest animal ever to live fell to your intelligence and leadership. It was a masterclass in apex predation. Your legacy wasn't just your offspring, but the knowledge you passed down. You had revolutionized hunting techniques and taught your pod to adapt to a changing ocean. Your intelligence had evolved your entire species. As you aged, younger females began taking leadership roles, but they still sought your counsel. Your memory contained solutions to problems they had never encountered. You were the living library of orca wisdom. In your final years, you understood that true intelligence isn't just about hunting. It's about passing knowledge to the next generation. Your 6-kilogram brain had made you both the ocean's apex predator and its greatest teacher. Your last lesson was profound. In a world of brute force, intelligence always wins. The ocean's greatest mind had proven that wisdom shared becomes immortal.